Hello, this is Moon of the Strawberries here telling the world that I like Nintendo. I always liked Nintendo. I grew up with it around my house. My first system was a Game Boy Color, and I grew up with the N64 in the house all the time. Ever since, I've pretty much purchased all of the Nintendo products. So, the other day I went down to a GameStop, and I was looking around and I noticed that they had no Nintendo products at all. They really only had the Xbox 360 on one side of the store and the PS3 on the other. It was almost like a rat race to kind of find the Nintendo products as they were thrown recklessly into the back of the store. But what went wrong? Nintendo has a really good history of good, solid consoles, even handhelds. And it took the 80s by storm, especially the 90s. And then they came out with the GameCube in 2001. Now, I personally love the GameCube. It's my favorite console. And I feel like they had this amazing quality. It had this dark menu screen, and I always thought that was cool. And the games were different. Like, Super Mario Sunshine is a great game. Luigi's Mansion's a great game. And they're all games that you would never think of. It was past the 64-bit, and they finally, for once, had these amazing figures that you can actually look at. And it was full of great hits, too. Pikmin, Melee, like Metroid Prime. It had great games. But for some reason, didn't really hook gamers, or at least that's what Nintendo said. So after the DS was released, they started making a new console. And that was the Wii. I didn't like the Wii. I don't know why. Maybe it was because the Wii had some sort of thing going on where it had to be family friendly and everyone had to use it, or the fact that everything was so pitch white in the Wii that I burn my eyes out every time I try to play a game. But the Wii was the idea that we can take a system and make it almost like a computer. Not actually a computer, but close enough. I mean, I remember when I first got this thing, I was looking through the systems. I'm like, why would I need the weather? Why do I need all these channels? Everything just seems so forced. You know, oh, you have to go on here. Oh, there's a store to buy games on the internet. You should use that. Oh, look, Mii's everywhere. Let's put Mii's in every game. And maybe it was because of that. Maybe it was because of all the third party trying to put their games out on the system. I don't know. Never grabbed me. But then, they came out with a good idea. They came out with the 3DS in 2011, and I know it's been a little over a year since it's been out, and I loved it. At first I didn't like it. I really did not like it. I thought to myself, oh, it's just them updating the DS, because the DS was pretty successful, and they needed to make something better. So let's just shove 3D on it. But it came out to be a little bit more than that. And it was more than a gimmick console or handheld. It was more of a personal project that I think went right. See, with this 3DS, you can see mine here. I absolutely love mine. I love it. This is now a system where you want to explore, and I loved that about the 3DS. It wasn't just, here, let's put 3D in everything. Sure, it might have started off as a, hey look, we made successful games like Ocarina of Time and Star Fox 64. Let's put them together in 3D and send them to the public. It became more than that. I think at first they really wanted just to show off the 3D aspect, but then all these good games started coming out. I mean, we've got a Metal Gear Solid game, we've got Kid Icarus, which is fantastic, and even the games that no one really likes, like Nintendogs looks beautiful, and Pokemon Rumble Blast is so much fun, and Mario Kart 7 is the best Mario Kart to date. So how can we suddenly go from good system nobody liked to crappy kit system, crappy handheld, to an amazing handheld? I feel like the Wii was the successor to the 3DS, and not the DS the successor to the 3DS. Or vice versa. I get those words confused. We had a very innovative system for its time. We had a system which pretty much controls by motion. And that was a big thing for Nintendo, and they made a lot of money off of that. It was great. Everyone loved it. But that was only a big, giant thing for, third-party companies. They said, hey, look, I can put my games on this system. I don't even have to try. It's just, let's twirl something around. Now I have to give Nintendo credit. They did amazing with that, because ever since, all the E3s have been about, hey, let's make wavy things. So, it's nice to see Nintendo taking something from the system. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I did like Galaxy, but I liked Sunshine better. And I always thought that all these games that came out for it weren't as good as the ones for like the GameCube. And then it was just depressing when at the end of the sales they've just been trying to rehash the Wii and put in their things for it, and like they you know, they have the shop on there and I never used it. I had like 20,000 Wii points on my Wii for like years, and the only reason I decided to buy anything was because I realized that Mario Party was fun. Not that I didn't know it was fun already, but this is just a system that it didn't have its priorities straight. It didn't know if it wanted to be a gaming system or a family system. Now, yes, you can have both, but you have to do it well. I don't think Nintendo got that. But then, of course, the 3DS. The 3DS is fantastic. We have a system where it has this menu screen that's innovative. You can do whatever you want with it. I remember I got mad when I found out you can't move things around in the Wii system, but this one you can. You could move it. Now they have an update with folders. That's nice to begin with. The fact that you can pause and go back to the home screen like they did the Wii, perfect. Write down notes, even better. They also have 3D video, 3D pictures, which I thought was going to be gimmicky. Then I found out it's actually really cool. I like the idea that Nintendo made a system that is cool. It's not just, oh, this is really unique. This is really unique, and I want to use it. That is where you have to go. And I think they really branched it, especially with Kid Icarus, which I'll go talk to in a later time. I feel like with their game, they not only made a 3D game that shows off the graphics, but it's something you want to see in 3D. It's not that you have to, you want to. And I think that's what they want to do, is they need to make these games and these other things that it makes you want to make the system go to its capacity, even past it. Now, sure, it's a little weird that Black 2 and White 2 are coming out in there for the DS, although I can understand they want to use the same processing system as they did the originals because it's a direct sequel. And I also think it's interesting how, even though it's a DS game, it can hook up to 3DS applications. That's great. I'm definitely going to be buying the new updated Pokédex and everything when it comes out. You know, I think it's great. This is one of the first games where they have DLC, and I'm doing the quotes. I know you guys hate them, but the DLC, I want to do it. Like I said it with the Wii, I never really looked at it, but now all of a sudden I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the games, and this is a great thing. Not only is it good 3D-wise, like gimmick 3D-wise, but it's good because it makes those third-party developers who want to throw out a game for like $6, try it on there. They're great. And you can get the DSi stuff as well, which I have to say, the DSi did also work on Nintendo's history into creating the 3DS. It's great. I have so many games. Well, not all of them because I don't have a lot of money, but I have interest in a lot of games. We have a system which has NES and SNES games. We have a system that can play pretty much all of these like handheld games. And we also have a system that not only can you play these games from other developers, but you also have a drawing system for $6, which an art major like me adores. It's fantastic. This is a fantastic system. It's not just a gimmick system where you get bored with it after a few minutes. You want to see the developers push the boundaries. You want to see them succeed with it. And that's what I like. That's what I like to see, is a game that not only gets people to be interested in it, but it just makes you want to see more. And that's what it is. That's why, you know, I was so disappointed at E3 this year when they didn't have a lot of 3DS stuff. But I know that they're coming out with good stuff. Even though they changed up the Paper Mario thing, I want to see Paper Mario Sticker Star. You know, I'm really waiting to see the other games that come out. It's gonna be, I feel like after this first 2 years, I think they're really going to get the ball rolling with this because it's going to look fantastic. And I know eventually they're going to make a new Pokemon that's for the 3DS only, and that's going to be phenomenal. I hope it's going to be phenomenal, but I know it will. Especially if they're going to take enough time and effort to make that game as amazing as the others. But yes, I do like the 3DS, if you haven't noticed that. And I really think that it will succeed. For all of you guys who don't have a 3DS out there, or are thinking about it, definitely get it. It's not that expensive. It's about $140 to $160. You know, get it. Really do. Sure, it has its faults. The 3D is a little choppy sometimes. I mean, if you play Kid Icarus and you're in a really dark place, you can see doubles, and the battery life doesn't last very long. But this is a system that not only I totally forgot about this. They made Mii's useful. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. When the Wii made the Mii, I'm like, oh cool, I can make people, and that's about it. This one, I think if there was an award for the most innovative system ever, it would be the 3DS. And the only reason for that is because the Miis have a point. They took this idea of, hey, nerds like meeting other nerds. Who knew? We actually like human contact. And they made it so this thing's never off. When I go out, this thing's always on, so I could Street Pass. I love Street Pass. Even if the games that are in the Street Pass, there's the puzzle one where you have to get the puzzle pieces, and then there's the Find Me, which is the dungeon quest kind of game. Even if you're not doing those, you want to see new people. You want to pick up people and say, hey, there's someone else out there with a 3DS. And it's not just, oh, hi, my name's this. It's, hi, my name's this, and I like this, and these are my interests, and this is the game I was playing. And then you can play games with those Miis, and you can look at them, and it's great. And I know they're throwing Miis in games too, like they of course put it in Mario Kart 7, but it's something that they took and they just made it beyond. That's why I like this system. I really like it. And like I was saying before, if anyone wants one, definitely get it. And if there's one game you need to get, that would be Kid Icarus. But we'll talk about that another time. So, with everyone's Street Passes out, I will see you later.